There is a powerful idea that pulls many traders off balance. It is the belief that quitting a job and going full-time will solve every trading problem. It feels like freedom. It feels like progress. It feels like stepping into a new identity. Yet this idea is one of the most dangerous psychological traps in trading. The fantasy only shows the reward. It hides the pressure that follows when trading becomes the only source of income. Without a stable paycheck, small losses feel heavy. Every position feels important. Even normal drawdowns begin to look like personal threats. This pressure does not make you better. It makes your emotions louder than your logic. Most people do not quit because they are ready. They quit because they want escape. They want relief from stress and routine. But trading does not remove stress. It amplifies it. The market does not reward desire. It rewards emotional discipline. Keeping a job while learning is not weakness. It is a psychological safety net. It gives room for mistakes, growth, and patience. It removes the fear that turns traders reactive. Stability allows you to learn with clarity instead of panic. Before anyone steps into full-time trading, they must accept the real truth. The path is not about freedom first. It is about emotional mastery. The market gives that lesson early, and it gives it without mercy. Let this understanding guide you as we move deeper into the psychological challenges every trader must face. Why pressure turns good traders into emotional traders. Many traders perform well when nothing serious is at stake. They follow their rules. They wait for quality setups. Their mind is calm because the outcome does not threaten their stability. But once financial pressure enters the picture, everything changes. Pressure shifts the focus from process to outcome. Instead of asking whether a trade fits the plan, the mind jumps to survival. You start thinking about bills, responsibilities, and what the profit could fix. The chart stops being a chart and becomes a source of relief or danger. This mental shift destroys discipline long before the market does. Fear pushes you to close winners early. Anxiety makes you hesitate even when the setup is clean. Desperation makes you hold losing trades because you cannot accept another hit. The market has not changed. Your emotional state has. Many traders believe more time on the charts will solve this. They imagine quitting their job will reduce stress. In reality, it increases it. When trading becomes the only income source, every loss feels personal. Every move feels urgent. What once felt like an opportunity now feels like a threat. Pressure does not build discipline. It exposes the lack of it. This is why a job is often an unseen advantage. It separates your survival from your trades. It creates emotional distance so your mind can think clearly. A trader must learn to stay calm under pressure before they ever consider relying on trading for income. Without this skill, the same emotional cycle repeats, no matter how good the strategy is. Carry this insight with you as we step into the deeper illusions that shape a trader's mindset. The illusion of time equals mastery. Many traders believe that if they had the whole day to watch the charts, their skills would grow faster. They imagine long hours of study, perfect focus, and steady improvement. It feels logical at first, but this belief creates one of the biggest misunderstandings in trading psychology. Time does not create mastery. Practice with emotional clarity creates mastery. A trader with fear, impatience, or ego will not improve simply because they spend more hours staring at candles. Extra time only gives those emotional habits more room to grow. More hours can even make things worse. When traders have too much time, they often begin to overtrade. They start to see setups that do not exist. They take impulsive trades because they feel the need to make progress. The longer they sit at the screen, the more pressure they feel to justify the time they spent. Skill does not come from watching the market all day. It comes from understanding your behavior in the market. It comes from knowing how to act with discipline when conditions are unclear. It comes from taking fewer but higher quality trades. A person with a job can still become a consistent trader because consistency does not depend on time. It depends on emotional control and clear structure. A job can protect a trader from the mistakes that come from too much screen time. Mastery is not about hours. It is about mindset. And until a trader understands this, their progress will always feel slower than it should. Hold this thought as we move into the deeper layers of trading psychology that shape long-term success. Emotional stability outperforms market knowledge. Every trader begins by trying to learn the market. They study indicators, strategies, patterns, time frames, and price behavior. They believe knowledge alone will protect them from losses. But with time, they discover a difficult truth. Knowing what to do does not mean you will do it when it matters. Emotional stability is the real advantage. It is the difference between a trader who reacts to every candle and a trader who waits for confirmation. It is the difference between a trader who panics during drawdown and a trader who follows their plan with patience. Information helps you understand the market. Emotional stability helps you survive it. There are moments when the market moves fast and your heart begins to race. Your mind creates scenarios that push you to act quickly. You fear missing out. You fear losing. You fear being wrong again. In these moments, your strategy becomes quiet and your emotions start calling the shots. This is where even experienced traders fall apart. A trader can know everything about analysis and still struggle. A trader with emotional control can outperform someone with better technical skills. This is why you sometimes see beginners who trade better than people with more experience. Their minds are not yet filled with fear or pressure. They follow simple rules with calm execution. James once described this shift as a moment of clarity. He realized the market was not beating him. His emotions were. The day he began to protect his mindset with more seriousness than his strategy was the day his trading began to change. The goal is not to know everything. The goal is to stay calm when uncertainty rises. Emotional stability gives structure to your decisions. It allows your knowledge to work. Without it, your knowledge becomes useless. Carry this understanding as we move into the deeper transformation every trader must make before stepping into full-time trading. The identity shift every trader must make before going full-time. There comes a point in every trader's journey when strategies alone are no longer enough. The challenge is no longer about reading the market. It becomes about reading yourself. This is where many traders struggle because they approach trading with the same identity they use in everyday life. But full-time trading requires a different version of you. A trader who wants to rely on trading for income must think differently. They must let go of the need for quick results. They must release the impulse to fix emotional discomfort with fast trades. They must learn to detach from outcomes and focus on process. This shift is not technical. It is internal. The identity of a consistent trader is built on patience and emotional neutrality. Wins do not inflate their ego. Losses do not break their confidence. Their self-worth is not tied to a number on the screen. They operate from calm structure rather than emotional reaction. That identity cannot be created overnight. It grows slowly through discipline and repeated self-correction. James once reflected on this and realized something important. He had been trading with the identity of someone who wanted results now. Every decision was an attempt to prove himself. When he shifted into the mindset of someone who protects long-term consistency, his behavior began to change. He took fewer trades. He waited more. His confidence no longer depended on one outcome. This is the transformation a trader must complete before they even consider going full-time. You need the mental identity that can handle uncertainty without falling apart. You need emotional strength that does not break under pressure. You need discipline that does not disappear when fear rises. With this foundation in place, the path becomes clearer as we move toward the practical psychological tools that support long-term stability. Building safety nets. The most underrated trading edge. Many traders overlook one of the strongest advantages they can create for themselves. A safety net, not a strategy, not a new indicator. A financial buffer that removes fear from the decision-making process. When a trader is protected by savings or a secondary income, their mind works differently. Their thoughts are clearer. Their decisions are calmer. Their discipline becomes easier to maintain. A safety net reduces emotional tension. It keeps trading from becoming a place of desperation. Without one, every market move feels personal. A normal losing streak can feel like a crisis. The trader begins to rush, force trades, and react emotionally because they cannot afford to be wrong. This is not a trading problem. It is a survival problem. James once mentioned how his trading changed when he finally built enough savings to breathe. He realized the market was never the issue. It was the pressure he placed on it. With emotional space, he could think logically again. A job, a side income, or a savings plan each gives a trader room to grow. It protects your confidence. It protects your patience. It protects your ability to follow rules without fear. The market rewards traders who can stay calm. A safety net helps you do exactly that. As we move forward, you will see how even your job can become part of your psychological training for long-term success. What your job teaches you about trading psychology. Many traders see their job as an obstacle. They believe it slows their progress and steals the hours they wish they could give to the charts. But a job often teaches the very psychological skills that trading demands: structure, patience, repetition, delayed gratification. These qualities are trained every single day without you noticing. A job forces you to show up even when you do not feel like it. Trading requires the same discipline. A job teaches you to follow systems and routines. Trading relies on those systems to stay consistent. A job teaches you to control your reactions under stress. The market tests that control on every position. When viewed correctly, your job becomes part of your preparation. It keeps you grounded. It prevents emotional trading. It gives you a clear separation between life and the charts, so you do not attach your entire identity to every win or loss. Some of the most stable traders learned their discipline long before they ever opened a chart. James once reflected on this and realized his work routine helped him build the emotional habits he later used in trading. The consistency he learned outside the market became the consistency he relied on inside it. Your job is not holding you back. It is shaping you into someone who can handle the psychological demands of trading. With this understanding complete, we can now close the journey with a final lesson on mastery and freedom. Why mastery comes before freedom. If there is one truth every trader must understand, it is this: freedom is the final reward, not the starting point. Many traders rush toward full-time trading without building the emotional skills that make freedom sustainable. They chase the lifestyle before they build the mindset. Mastery comes first. Mastery in patience. Mastery in discipline. Mastery in emotional control. When these qualities are solid, the pressure fades and the market becomes a place of clarity instead of fear. This is what prepares a trader for the responsibility of relying on their own decisions for income. If you protect your mindset, your routines, and your emotional stability, the path to freedom becomes much clearer. Growth becomes steady, discipline becomes natural, and trading becomes a skill that supports your life instead of consuming it. If you found value in this video, remember to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your engagement helps this message reach more traders who need it. If you can feel yourself growing and want to accelerate that transformation, then watch this video, 5 Signs You're About to Become a Profitable Trader. It will show you the breakthroughs waiting on the other side of your discipline.